Was it really unprofessional of me to leave without asking for a raise first? I've just given notice to my current job for a new position which offered near triple my current salary, $37,000 as a software engineer. I knew that I was underpaid when I took the job, but as a previous felon I couldn't be too picky about that. My manager really pressed me for why I was leaving in my exit interview, and I caved and told him that it was solely about money, nothing personal. He said that it was very unprofessional of me to get a new job without asking him for a raise first, and he'll have no choice but to say that in any reference in the future. I'm a bit naive to corporate work culture. Was this really an unprofessional move?
You were not unprofessional at all. Your boss was taking advantage of you, pure and simple. When he lost that, he just got nasty, and his comments reflect this. You'll encounter people like this from time to time in your professional life. It is inevitable. Move on and concentrate on your new job. Your boss is only in a salty mood because he's now faced with having to find someone else who will work for peanuts.
This is normal operating procedure. Your boss is being a jerk. Did he think you were working for fun? You are working to earn a living. When someone offers you a better living or better employment terms, you take it. That's how the working world works. You are under no obligation to ask your current employer for anything. You can if you want while you are there, but once you get a better offer, it is usually a good idea to just take it. If he is trying to make you feel like you didn't give him a chance, remember that he had every chance to pay you better while you still worked for him. He didn't, so he misses out. Considering you found another job paying you 3 times more, you were quite the bargain for your old boss, and he is likely feeling bad because he knows he will have a hard time getting away with paying someone with your skills so little again. If that's the way he is going to treat references for you, that's easy. Don't use him as a reference. Since you already have your next job, you won't need his reference anyway. Concentrate on doing well on your next gig and don't look back for this jerk. He's the one being unprofessional. One last note. For future reference, you aren't under any obligation to tell your employer in an exit interview why you are leaving. You can if you want, but it's entirely up to you. If they press you, which would be unprofessional, you can simply say you found something that was a better fit for you and/or your career goals, and that you thank them for the opportunity.
Absolutely not unprofessional. If your new salary is 3 times higher, and assuming that the new company isn't run by total idiots and that new salary is reasonable, the old company has been underpaying you for a long time. I very much doubt they would have tripled your salary, and you will get lots of advice against accepting such a counteroffer even if it was made, and they are definitely not going to compensate you for your losses earlier. It's unprofessional to massively underpay you for your work. It's professional to find a better job, give notice, and then leave.
I feel, in addition to disappointment on part of the manager, there was a misjudgment on his side. He most likely assumed that you were leaving for no good reason, i.e. for only a few % more money. If you had asked him, he would have given you that 10% raise, or even an extra generous 15%. At least that's what he tells himself now. If you told him that you were going to triple your salary, he would have shown understanding, because any sensible person, including himself, would have taken that offer, and he would never have been able to even get close to that offer. I guess even if the company knows you are currently underpaid, they would never be able to offer you more than like 25% of a raise, because of budget limits and/or as a matter of company policy and/or to maintain your and other employees' morale and motivation. So, no, you were not unprofessional. The manager showing his frustration was. Tip for the future. When asked for the reason you're leaving, always say that you feel it is time for a change, for you to learn something new, how different companies and different company cultures work and see. So you're leaving for the change. That's something which by definition your current employer cannot offer, so they won't be too frustrated.
You do not specify which country you are in, but at every American company that I have ever worked for, the HR department made it absolutely clear to all managers that they were never under any circumstances to say anything when giving a job reference except to confirm the period of employment. The primary function of HR is to manage risk for the company, and giving a bad reference increases the risk of the company being sued by the former employee. Your manager's threat to give a bad reference is either empty or stupid. Your only real obligation when leaving a company is to give them adequate notice. I personally consider it a professional obligation to do whatever I can to provide a clean transition by making sure that all of my work has been checked into source control, my portions of documentation have been completed, etc.
I want to add a more open answer because you did the right thing even if your boss wasn't an asshole nor was exploiting you, which he was and did. There's a lot of people for whom the workplace is a war, competition, jungle and find normal to exploit people until they fight back. For these people, asking for a raise against leaving is normal behavior. But I think you'd prefer to work with nicer people, in which case arm wrestling your salary will never be the best way to go. Doing what your manager described, aka asking for a raise with the threat of leaving, can very easily deteriorate your working conditions. Having a good relation with your boss, manager is important, and you'd end up leaving the company anyway in the end.